Hey there, I have a very special guest to share with you today. This is my amazing wife, Irene Boggs.
Hey, hi everybody, and this is Matt Boggs.
Thank you for that. And so I want to share with you a principle about a need that men have in order to commit and give themselves to a relationship. And at the end of this video, we're going to do a couples challenge that we will find out whether or not we are in sync and how in sync we are. So stay to the end to watch that couples challenge. But I wanted to bring this video to you because my journey, whether or not you know our journey, we've been married 9 years, and there was a point at which we broke up because we weren't sure, I wasn't sure, quite frankly, I wasn't sure whether or not I wanted to commit. And this woman did something amazing that helped me get clarity around what I really wanted. And so I thought, well, I could share with you what it is she did, but why not actually bring her, because she's the master, she's the one who did it, and have her tell you exactly what she did. So we had been dating long distance for about 8 months. I was in Oregon, you were in
Southern California.
And so talking, traveling, hanging out, and at 8 months I decided, you know what? I'm ready to dive in. I'm ready to find out whether or not this is gonna work. You know, let's like be in the same town. Let's like go on real dates, not just have like romantic weekends together, but let's have like a rhythm to our date.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So you drove up, or you flew up actually. We packed my stuff in my apartment. We drove down in a U-Haul truck.
Yes.
Moved my stuff down. I got a little apartment somewhat near you, and we started dating. And how long had we been dating when you started to see some red flags?
I'd say it was about 2 to 2.5 years that we started dating until that moment.
And what was the red flag?
Where the conversation or the language that was being used coming from you was your stuff, my stuff. It wasn't necessarily ours. So I wasn't seeing any futurization, any future ideas about us together.
Yeah. So I had really, she was feeling me pull back, because I wasn't talking about future ideas. I wasn't talking about where we would be in 2 years and vacations we want to plan and all that.
Yeah.
And you really felt me pull back because I was having some doubts. Now let me share with you what the doubts were, because it's kind of interesting. I had this belief that I needed to be 100% certain if I was going to marry someone. And we had been together 2.5 years, and I didn't have 100% certainty. There was still some small doubts, like, oh, what if it doesn't work out? And what if we get married, even though it's great? What if we get married and then later it doesn't work out? And so because I had some small doubts, just having any doubts at all with the belief I had to have certainty, that little doubt created massive doubt. Well, I've got some doubts, so therefore it must not be right. Do you see what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like I had major doubts, but the fact I had any doubt was the major doubt, because I didn't have 100% certainty. Which is funny because, you know, I'd interviewed America's Greatest Marriages, and some of them had 100% certainty and some of them had some doubts, and it was just a mixture. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own journey. But I really began to kind of pull away and feel this doubt, and there was something that you did that was a pivotal, game-changing moment in our relationship. Like, you were done. You weren't willing to move forward with me in that state. And so what was it that you did?
I remember calling you one day and just saying, okay, look, I'm noticing your language it's yours, it's mine. There's a level of separation. There isn't like this togetherness, this oneness. I really want to move forward with somebody who wants a life together. And I would love to find that person. And truthfully, if it's not you, well, maybe we should just go our own ways. And inside, I was shaking, like my entire body was just, don't leave me.
Wow.
But at the same time, I was like, you know what?
Yeah, because that's not the energy you were putting forth.
If this isn't for us, then why are we continuing? We've been together for 2.5 years. And at this point, I think there should be some solid knowledge on, I want to move forward with you. Otherwise, what are we doing?
And so you mentioned that you called and said, I want to have a conversation with you, and then you came over to the house. You were sitting on my couch in my apartment. and you're like, look, and so this was not a phone conversation. This was in person. And what struck me the most, and a couple things I want to highlight that you did that were just really powerful, is when you sat down and you were grounded. You were calm, you were confident, you were like at peace. It's like you had already made peace with us breaking up.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's how I felt anyway.
Yes, my energy was absolutely what you described.
Like unattached.
Yeah, because I thought, the outcome could be either way. It could be, yes, I want to be with you. Or it could also be, you know what, I don't know what I want and this is it. So I had to be prepared either way.
And you knew what you wanted.
I totally knew what I wanted. I wanted to be with somebody who loved me so much, just as much as I love them. I have a life together. That's what I was looking for. I wanted somebody who was in it to win it.
And notice that I want somebody. She didn't say me. So in this moment, excuse me, she didn't say, Matt, I want you and I want you to be this way. I want you to feel this way. She was unattached to me at that point. And she was, look, but you did affirm your love for me, because I remember you saying, look, I love you.
Yes.
And if it can work out with you and me, I would love that because I love you. But if it doesn't, if you choose something else, I will be okay.
Yep.
You said, I will be okay, and I will go find somebody who loves me just as much as I love them.
Yes.
And that was really powerful to hear, because it's interesting. Sometimes when we love somebody and we're trying to figure out, should we move forward or not, the guilt of the pain we might cause, the anticipated guilt of the pain we might cause them if we break up with them, clouds the judgment. And so I was like,
definitely,
I couldn't see my way clear, because part of it was, I don't want to hurt her. I love her so much. If I don't say yes, then it's just going to crush her. And am I staying because I feel guilty? Am I staying because I want to stay? All of that. And so for you to say, I will be okay, freed me from that guilt or anticipated guilt and helped me see my way clear to what I wanted. You gave me a timeline.
I did.
What'd you say?
I said, you know what? I heard a story. They took 3 days in their version of what they were going through, completely different. But I was like, well, you've got 3 days. Figure it out. You've got 3 days. And then when we talk.
Drop the hammer. 3 days.
Yeah. Get in tune with yourself. And let's talk after that.
And there's a part of me that felt that was unfair. We've been together 2.5 years. I get 3 days to figure out what I want, and
we'd been together for 2.5 years. At that point, I thought, come on.
I thought to myself, how am I going to figure this out in 3 days? I've been months thinking about it, and I came to discover something, and that is that time doesn't deliver clarity. Depth delivers clarity. So she put the pressure on me, which was what I needed in that moment, to go deep. And I went deep and really asked myself the tough questions, really challenged some preconceptions that I had that, well, if I have a little bit of doubt, does that mean this isn't going to work out? Does that mean that we're doomed? And I really blew that paradigm apart and thinking, no, a shred of doubt there were lots of couples I interviewed that had some doubt when they got married or wasn't 100% certain, but all the big rocks lined up. All the most important things lined up, and they made their decision based on that and faith. Some faith that, there's a reason we're together. There's a reason I feel this way. There's a reason I want this. And to move forward. And what's funny is now, actually, almost a decade later, I have friends that told me before they got married, they were 100% certain, not a shred of doubt, until they're divorced. So 100% certainty doesn't mean no divorce, or a little bit of doubt doesn't mean you will get divorced. Everybody's got their own journey. But the message I want you to take away from this is that time doesn't give you someone clarity. Depth gives you clarity. Your willingness to go deep, your willingness to ask the tough questions and to really look at some stuff. And so at the end of and you gave me that gift. You gave me that gift because of your willingness to do your own work of grounding yourself, being unattached as much as you could to the outcome.
Sure.
And knowing that whatever is going to happen, it was going to work out for you and the best. And it would work out for me and the best. And you shared with me your preference that it would be us, but you were unattached. That was such a huge gift. when we talk about what a man needs in order to commit, he needs the freedom to not commit. In order to commit, he needs the freedom to not have to commit. The freedom to choose, what do I really want here? And that kind of freedom, that can only come when you come from a place of true faith that you know that whatever happens is going to work out from the best. Incredibly powerful. Incredibly powerful. So after 3 days, I was like, I'm in. Let's do this. Let's jump in. Let's take the risk. Let's see how this goes and create something amazing. And yesterday we celebrated 9 years together.
Yes. Married.
Married? Married. 9 years married.
Yeah.
We've been together 13 years.
Yes, correct. That's correct.
13 years. So thank you.
Thank you.
For the amazing woman you are, and for being just so strong and so courageous in that moment to speak your truth. Because had you not done that, I don't know where we'd be sitting today.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the acknowledgement.
So as I promised in the beginning of this video, we've got a challenge, a couples challenge that we're going to share with you in a moment. But first, take a moment and get subscribed to this channel. If this video resonated with you, every week we release videos that empower you in your love life, because our mission is increasing love in the world one heart at a time. So take a moment, get subscribed, click the little bell so you get notifications when the latest videos drop. And I have a comment for you, or a question for you to answer in the comments. And that is, what are you looking for? What are you looking for in your amazing person that you want to spend your life with? Go ahead and post that in the comment section below. We'd love to check those out. And now we are going to do our couples challenge. So our videographer here, the amazing Luke, has got some questions for us. We are going to close our eyes and answer these questions, either ourselves or our partner. And then at the end, we will come back and check out the answers. So no peeking.
I'm peeking.
No peeking.
All right, guys, here we go. The first question is, who is more likely to be late? Who swears the most? Who has the bigger shoe collection? Who is more likely to talk their way out of a speeding ticket? Who spends the most time on social media? Who's more likely to admit when they're wrong? Who is the most competitive? Who's the better dresser? Who would last the longest on a desert island? Who asks the better questions? Who comes up with the best date night ideas? Who is more romantic? Who spends the most money? And our final question, who is more likely to get arrested?
All right. Awesome. Good work. We're going to have to come back and watch this.
I've never been arrested.
That's true. That's true. I have been arrested in Mexico. That's for another story, though. Awesome. Good job, Mama.